Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Ya ibn Adam, innaka in tabdul al-fadla khayrun lak. O son of Adam, if you spend your surplus, is better for you. Wa an tumsikahu sharrun lak. And if you withhold it, it's bad for you. Wala tulamu ala kafaf. You will not be blamed. There is no reproach if you keep what you need. وابدأ بمن تعول. Start with your dependence. واليد العليا خير من اليد السفلى. The upper hand is better than the lower hand. This hadith is drawing your financial system in your family, in your life. If you follow these advices, you will be on the right path in terms of spending and keeping, making savings, etc. Prophet ﷺ started the hadith with a very important indication. He said, O son of Adam. So as if he's saying to you, you are just son of Adam. Even if you have billions in your account, you are still son of Adam. These billions is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there is no difference between you and the poor person. The only difference between you and the poor person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you or test you with this millions or billions, and the poor person is not tested by this. So you're just son of Adam. So relax, calm down, don't be arrogant. O son of Adam, if you spend your surplus, it's better for you. The first advice, spend your surplus. Saving money in your account for no reason, it is not from the Islam. The Prophet ﷺ said, مَالُكَ الَّذِي أَنفَقْتَ. Your money is the money that you spend. So the money you spend either on yourself or on your dependents, this is your money. The money you say you are saving for no reason, it's not your money. And this is not the purpose of the money in Islam. So spend your surplus. Why you need to spend your surplus? Because it's the best deal you can have in your life. When you spend for the sake of Allah, $1, £1, $1 it will be multiplied 700. And it is guaranteed. There is no business guaranteed like this in this world. So you spend one and you get 700. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the likeness of those who spend for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the likeness of a grain of corn that has 7 ears, and every ear has 700 grains. So it will multiply to 700. Also, in this life, we all trying to be secure. We're looking for security. And what does security mean? It means that you don't fear, you don't feel sad. You don't feel sad and you don't feel any type of fear. And this is guaranteed when you spend for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said, الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ سِرًّا وَعَلَانِيًا فَلَهُمْ أَجْرُهُمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Those who spend their money day and night, secretly and publicly, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will reward them, and there will be no fear on them, and they will not feel grief or sad. Also, actually, the real saving, that the money that you spend. When the Prophet ﷺ slaughtered the sheep, and he donated everything except the shoulder, he spoke to Aisha. He said, what is left? She said to him, only shoulder is left. He said, no, everything is left except the shoulder. Because they were going to eat the shoulder, which means that the shoulder is gone, the rest is left. It's the real saving for you. If you spend your surplus, it's better for you. And if you keep it, withhold it, it's bad for you. Why it's bad? Even if it's halal, pure halal. Actually, if it's not halal, then it's clear. It's not good for you. You'll be punished for this. But even if it's pure halal, you will be questioned about it. The day of judgment, you will be questioned about every single dinar or pound you get in your account. And we know the hadith that the poor of the muhajirin will enter the Jannah 500 years before the rich one. So you can see how long they will enjoy the Jannah before the rich join them. So when you have more money, more questions. And if you would hold it, it's bad for you. وَلَا تُلَامُ عَلَى كَفَافٍ. You will not be blamed about the money that you keep for your necessity, for your daily expenses, for your life, for your children, etc. There is no reproach, no blame on this. And then the Prophet ﷺ told you about, or give you the right way of classifying the priorities on your expenses or your spending. He said, وَابْدَأْ بِمَنْ تَعُولُ. Start with your dependents. What you spend in your dependents is more important than any other spending for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ said, دِينَارٌ أَنفَقْتَهُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. A dinar you spend for the sake of Allah. دِينَارٌ أَنفَقْتَهُ أَعْتَقْتَ بِهِ عَبْدًا. And dinar you spend to free a slave. Dinar أنفقته تعين به مسكين. A dinar you spend to help a poor person. And dinar you spend it in your family. Dinar أنفقته على أهلك. The best rewardable dinar is the one you spend in your family. So this is an important fact we should understand. Spending in your family is a very high rewardable action. You just need to have the intention and you make sure the money is halal. If you do this, you are in a safe side. And what you do is very highly rewarded. And at the end of the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, وَالْيَدُ الْعُلْيَا, the upper hand is better than the lower hand. This is what the Muslim's supposed to be upon. We're supposed to be a giving person, not asking and taking person. Some people think, okay, I want to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or spend more time in ibadah or spend more time in seeking knowledge. I can be poor, people will help me. This is not the way that you should understand the Sharia. If you are poor, I mean, you couldn't make money because you've done every single effort you have in the strive for the sake of collecting or working and making money, and you couldn't make it. This is qada Allah qadra, the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm talking about the lazy people. People use the deen as an excuse of being poor. This is not the way of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Islam did not command us to become poor. Actually, Islam commands us to be self-sufficient. Not necessarily rich, but self-sufficient. We don't need others. And our example, Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, as he was described in Sahih Bukhari, he was never asked to give something and said no. He always gives. So whenever he was asked to give something, he will give. When the Prophet ﷺ told the companions he's preparing an army for Jaysh al-Usra and asked them to bring some sadaqah, Uthman went home and came back straight away and he dropped some dinars in the lap of the Prophet ﷺ. 1,000 golden dinars. Do you know how much is it now? It's around $60,000-$70,000. He just dropped it in the lap of Prophet ﷺ in one go. When the Prophet of Allah ﷺ asked the companions to donate, Umar radiallahu anhu said he went home and brought money and gave it to the Prophet ﷺ, and he said to him, "Oh Prophet of Allah, this is for you." So he said, "What did you leave for your family?" I said, "I left similar to it, half." So he brought half of his wealth. Maybe you don't understand what does it mean, half of your wealth. If you are a rich person, I am 100% sure you know. Because now people sometimes begging us to find a solution not to pay zakah on that specific amount. You know how much is zakah? 2.5. So if he has $1 million, he just needs to pay 25,000 and he still finds it difficult to give the zakah. Imagine someone bring half of his wealth for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Abu Bakr came and he brought some money. So the Prophet ﷺ said to him, "What did you leave for your family?" He said, "I left Allah and His Messenger." Nothing. He brought everything for the sake of Allah. And this is the difference between us and between the pious predecessors, Salaf al-Salih. Even the rich people in those days, the money was only in their pockets, not in their hearts. So whenever they need to spend, they just take it and give it. If the money is in the hearts, then it's a defect, it's a problem. If it's in your pocket, then increase it as much as you can because you will use it in the right way. وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين وجزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.